Most men are secretly afraid of becoming invisible as they get older. You see a younger woman walk into the room, and a voice in your head says, "She's only interested in guys her age. I don't stand a chance." But here is the truth most men never hear. Many younger women in their 20s and early 30s are not drawn to age. They are drawn to something much deeper that age often refines. There is one quality in older men that, when you embody it, younger women feel it immediately. They can't quite explain it, but they feel safer, more intrigued, more drawn to you, and if you use it subtly without trying to show off, it becomes incredibly attractive. My name is Dr. Susan Parker, and in this audio I want to talk to you as a coach and educator, not to flatter you, but to give you a precise, respectful roadmap. We are not talking about tricks or fake personas. We are talking about a way of being that you can cultivate, no matter your past. You don't need a perfect body, a huge bank account, or movie star looks. What younger women respond to is your inner state leaking through your posture, your voice, your decisions, and your boundaries. Once you understand this and start practicing it, you stop asking, "How do I impress her?" and start asking, "How do I carry myself in a way that I respect, whether she is watching or not?" Let's name the "this" in the title very clearly. The thing younger women can't resist in older men, when it is genuine, is a calm, grounded, self-led presence. Grounded presence means you are not chasing approval, you are not performing for attention, and you are not hiding from life. You are rooted in your own values. You move a little slower, you listen a little deeper. You speak from a place of choice instead of desperation. It is the opposite of emotional chaos. Younger women are surrounded by men who are chronically unsure, easily triggered, constantly checking every notification. When they meet a man who is curious, kind, but not in a hurry to be liked, their nervous system notices. Grounded presence is not about being cold or distant. It is not acting like you don't care. It is the subtle confidence of someone who already has a full life and is inviting her into that life, not begging her to complete it. Younger women are very sensitive to the difference. If you act unimpressed as a tactic, it feels stiff and fake. If you genuinely enjoy your own time, your work, your hobbies, your friendships, and you treat her as an exciting addition, she feels free, not trapped. That sense of freedom plus stability is rare, and that's why it's so magnetic. The first pillar of this presence is emotional composure. Think about how many younger men she has seen lose control over small things: a text left unread, a delayed reply, a change of plan, a harmless comment, mood swings, sulking, passive-aggressive jokes. When a younger woman interacts with a man who can feel his emotions but not be ruled by them, it feels like stepping off a shaky boat onto solid ground. She relaxes, she breathes. She feels she doesn't have to carry both sets of feelings on her shoulders. Emotional composure doesn't mean you never feel jealousy, insecurity, or frustration. It means you don't dump those feelings on her the second they show up. You notice them, you take a breath, you give yourself a moment. Instead of sending 3 anxious messages in a row, you wait until your mind is calmer and respond from the version of you that you respect. When you talk about something that bothered you, you use simple, direct language. "When this happened, I felt a bit off. I'd like to understand what was going on." No drama, no accusations, no silent treatment. Younger women notice this immediately. They can tell when a man is able to hold tension without exploding. For her, that means she can be more honest, without being afraid that you will fall apart. Ironically, the more you show that you can handle your own discomfort, the more she feels safe opening up emotionally with you. Safety and attraction are not enemies. For many women, especially younger ones, feeling safe with a man is what allows attraction to grow instead of shutting down. The second pillar is clear standards and boundaries. Many men confuse being nice with having no standards. They think saying yes to everything is the way to be liked. It might get you attention for a while, but it doesn't generate respect. Younger women are used to men whose standards shift depending on who they're trying to impress. An older man becomes very attractive when his behavior is consistent. He knows what he will tolerate and what he won't, and he doesn't compromise those values just to avoid being alone. Standards are not about controlling her, they are about controlling your own participation. For example, if she cancels plans at the last minute several times without a good reason, you don't yell or shame her. You simply say, I like seeing you, but my time is important to me. If this keeps happening, I prefer not to make plans. Let's only set something when you're sure you can make it. Calm, direct, no drama. Your boundary is clear. You are willing to walk away from situations that treat your time as disposable. That clarity is more attractive than 1,000 compliments. Boundaries also apply to how quickly intimacy of any kind develops. A grounded older man doesn't rush. He doesn't pressure. He is comfortable letting things unfold at a pace that respects both people. If she seems unsure, he pulls back slightly instead of pushing. He might say, "We can slow down, I like your company, there's no rush." This sounds simple, but for a younger woman who has experienced hurried, impatient energy, it is unforgettable. She feels that you are not desperate for a particular outcome. You are interested in the connection, not just the validation. The third pillar is quiet leadership. Many men hear the word leadership and think of controlling everything, ordering people around, or talking over others. That is not attractive. Quiet leadership is about initiative and clarity. When you invite her out, you don't say, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" 50 times. You propose something thoughtful that fits her preferences. For example, you mentioned you like live music. There's a small jazz bar downtown on Friday at 8. I'm planning to go. Join me if you'd like. Clear, simple, invitational. If she says yes, you follow through. If she says no, you don't guilt trip her. You carry on with your life. Younger women often test, consciously or unconsciously, whether you are easily thrown off. If every small change makes you backtrack and apologize for existing, your presence doesn't feel steady. When you can adapt without collapsing, you stand out. She says, "I can't do Friday, I'm with friends." You could respond, "No problem, enjoy your night. Let's try another time," and then later suggest a new day. You are flexible but still leading. You're not punishing her for having a life. You're simply staying in your lane as a man who makes decisions. Quiet leadership also shows up in how you handle uncertainty. Plans get delayed, traffic happens, life is messy. If you stay calm, make the best adjustment, and keep things light, she sees that you are practiced at dealing with reality instead of panicking. That is deeply attractive, especially for someone who may still be figuring out her own path. You become a reference point, not by lecturing, but by how you respond to challenges. The fourth pillar is direction. You don't need an elite career or a perfect life plan, but you do need a sense of where you're going. Younger women quickly lose interest in older men who only want to relive their 20s or complain about how everything was better back then. That energy feels heavy and stuck. What draws them in is a man who has accepted his age, his experience, and turned it into momentum. He may be building a business, mentoring others, pursuing a craft, taking his health seriously, or simply deepening his interests. The specifics matter less than the feeling that his life is moving. Direction gives you a natural filter. You are not available for every invitation, every distraction, every party. When you say, "I can't stay out late tonight, I'm training early tomorrow," you send a signal. You respect your commitments. When you say, "I'm working on this project right now, I can't text all day, but I enjoy our conversations," you set a frame. You're not placing her above your entire life, nor are you dismissing her. You are weaving her into a life that already has shape. This balance is what many younger women secretly crave and rarely find. The fifth pillar is respect, especially around the age difference. This is non-negotiable. If you see younger women as trophies or as a way to feel superior, it will leak through your words, your jokes, your body language. Real attraction cannot grow in that dynamic. Treat her as a full adult, with her own experiences, opinions, and limits. Do not talk down to her. Do not use your age as a weapon. "You're too young to understand," or "When you grow up, you'll see." That may make you feel powerful for a moment, but it erodes attraction. Respect also means being honest about what you want and what you can offer. If you are not looking for anything serious, say it without playing games. If you are open to building something meaningful, don't pretend to be detached just because you think vulnerability is weakness. Younger women notice when your words and actions align. When they do, your age becomes an asset. You are no longer guessing, you are choosing. Now, how do you actually embody this grounded, self-led presence in daily life so it doesn't stay as theory? Start with your body. Your nervous system is constantly broadcasting signals. Stand with your weight balanced on both feet. Relax your shoulders. Let your breath drop lower into your abdomen instead of keeping it shallow in your chest. When you talk to someone, especially a woman you find attractive, slow your speech by just 10%. Leave small pauses between sentences. This tiny change tells her nervous system that you are not in a rush, not trying to force an outcome. You are comfortable in silence. Next, work on your attention. When you are with her, actually be with her. Put your phone away. Look at her when she speaks. Listen to the meaning behind her words, not just the surface. Ask clarifying questions instead of jumping in to fix everything. A simple, "That sounds stressful, how are you handling it?" goes much further than a 10-minute lecture. Younger women rarely meet men of any age who offer calm, present attention without immediately trying to impress or solve. This alone can make you stand out in a powerful way. Your voice is another powerful tool. You don't need a deep movie voice to be attractive. You do need to speak from your chest instead of from the back of your throat. Practice reading out loud slowly when you're alone, feeling the vibration of your voice in your body. The more you feel your voice, the less likely you are to rush your words or speak from nervousness. When you talk to her, this grounded tone communicates composure, even if you're feeling a bit anxious inside. Then there is your relationship to time. Grounded older men are not desperate to compress everything into one night. They understand that real attraction builds through repeated positive experiences. That means you don't have to oversell yourself in the first conversation. You don't have to share your entire life story, your achievements, your traumas, and your plans in one sitting. Give her a sense of who you are, then let her discover more over time. Mystery is not about being secretive or manipulative. It is about not unloading everything at once out of fear she will leave. Let's talk about communication between meetings, especially messages. Younger women are used to two extremes: men who vanish for days and then reappear out of nowhere, and men who send a stream of constant messages, reacting to every social media story and every post. Both extremes feel unbalanced. A grounded presence sits in the middle. You are responsive but not glued to your phone. You reply when you have a moment of calm, not instantly every time like your life depends on it. When you message her, keep it simple and intentional. Instead of, "What are you doing?" 10 times a day, send one thoughtful message that shows you remember something about her. For example, "You mentioned your presentation today, hope it went well." Short, specific, present. If she responds, you engage, but you don't turn it into a marathon chat unless you both clearly want that. You are not trying to fill every quiet moment with her attention. You are building a rhythm where communication feels natural, not forced. One of the most subtle but powerful parts of this presence is how you handle no. Perhaps she declines an invitation. Perhaps she is not ready to move forward in the way you hoped. Many men take this as a personal insult or as a challenge to push harder. A grounded older man does something different. He respects it. He may feel disappointed, of course, but he doesn't try to argue her out of her choice. He might say, "Thank you for being honest, I appreciate it. If that changes, you know how to reach me." Then he actually moves on with his life instead of trying to manipulate her. This kind of response is rare. For a younger woman, it is often a relief. She sees that you are capable of hearing no without punishing her or trying to negotiate. That security makes any future yes feel more meaningful because she knows it will be honored. Paradoxically, when you can genuinely accept no, you become more attractive because you are not clinging or begging. You are choosing from a place of self-respect. Another piece many older men overlook is how they talk about women in general. If your conversations are full of bitterness, complaints, or stories where every woman is the villain, it doesn't matter how well you dress or how calm you sound. The energy underneath is resentment, and younger women feel it. Take an honest inventory of your beliefs. If you discover a lot of anger, it may be time to work through that separately with a therapist, a coach, or a trusted friend before you actively seek out younger women. A man who has processed his past and doesn't carry it into every new interaction is far more appealing than someone who uses each new woman as a battlefield. Your lifestyle is part of this as well. You don't need to be obsessed with the gym, but your body reflects how you treat yourself. If you constantly neglect your health, your sleep, what you eat, your posture, and your energy will show it. Younger women pay attention to how you care for yourself more than to how big your arms are. A man who goes for regular walks, eats mostly real food, sleeps at reasonable times, and manages stress responsibly sends a clear message. I plan to be here for a while. I take my life seriously. That is attractive in a way temporary flashiness can't match. Here is something most men never consider. Younger women are not just comparing you to men their age. They are comparing how they feel in their own bodies around you versus around other men. If around you they feel tense, judged, rushed, or confused, they will pull away even if they think you are a great guy on paper. If around you they feel calmer, more themselves, more appreciated, and at the same time slightly challenged to rise to your standards, they will come closer. Your job is not to create that feeling with tricks. Your job is to become the kind of man whose inner calm, direction, and respect naturally produce that effect. So how do you develop this if it doesn't come naturally yet? Start small. Pick one social situation each day where you practice being 2% slower and more present. At the coffee shop, with a co-worker, at the gym. Notice your impulse to rush, to fill silence, to over-explain. Breathe instead. Answer questions in simple sentences. When someone is talking, let them finish fully before you respond. These micro-practices train your nervous system to be less reactive. Over weeks and months, they change how you show up without you having to think about it. Reflect too on your values. What do you actually believe in? What kind of partner do you want to be? What behavior from yourself you will no longer tolerate? Write it down. Decide how a man you respect would act in common situations, being ignored, being praised, being rejected, being invited. Then gradually align your actions with that standard. Younger women feel when a man is living by a code he respects. It doesn't need to be dramatic. It just needs to be real. Finally, remember this. Grounded presence is not a costume you put on just to attract younger women. If you try to wear it like a mask, it will slip the second you feel stressed. The goal is to make it your default way of being, because it serves you in every area of life. Your work, your friendships, your family, and yes, your relationships. When you stop living for external validation and start living in a way that you genuinely admire, you become more attractive to everyone, including younger women, as a side effect. So when you hear the title, Young Women Can't Resist This in Older Men, I want you to think of this not as a trick but as an invitation. An invitation to become a man whose calm, self-led presence is felt before he says a word. A man who has standards without arrogance, leadership without control, direction without rigidity, and desire without desperation. Use it subtly. Don't announce it, don't boast about it. Let it show in how you walk into a room, how you listen, how you respond when things don't go your way. The women who are meant to notice will. If you found these ideas valuable, use them in your next conversation. Pay attention not only to how she responds, but to how you feel about yourself when you act from this place. That feeling of alignment is the real reward. Everything else, including attraction from younger women, is a natural consequence of the man you are becoming.